Tonight, a violent disturbance in Ceduna involving half a dozen people, and the financial boost for Spencer Golf RSLs ahead of ANZAC Day commemorations, how your local club can benefit.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening. 5 people are facing charges in Ceduna following an alleged violent disturbance. Police were called to O'Loughlin Street in the early hours of last Friday morning after reports of a disturbance involving 6 people. The men from Yalata, aged between 22 and 30 years old, were arrested and charged with affray, assault and disorderly behaviour. Some were refused bail and remanded in custody, while others will face court on June 28. Police say a further arrest is anticipated and the men were all known to each other. Meantime, a Whyalla Stewart man will face court after being stopped by police this morning. Officers say at about 2:40 a.m, they pulled over a man driving a station wagon on McRitchie Crescent. Checks revealed his car was defected, unregistered and uninsured. In addition, police say the man allegedly was driving with a suspended licence. The car was impounded for 28 days, with a 35-year-old man summoned to appear in Whyalla Magistrates Court at a later date. Preparations are now well underway for the federal election coming up on May 21. The Australian Electoral Commission reminding Spencer Golf residents to make sure their details are up to date and our newest adults have been registered.
Residents across the Spencer Gulf are preparing to have their say once again, checking boxes, changing addresses and updating their details. With the state election now in the rearview mirror, all eyes now turn to next month's federal election.
We've been working hard on the preparation part of this election for quite a while now, so it's really exciting for us to finally get the date confirmed and be officially underway.
The election to be held on Saturday, May 21. Many towns across the Spencer Gulf sitting in the division of Grey, one of the largest federal electorates in the country. Along with Durack, O'Connor, Lingiari, Maranoa and Kennedy, these electorates combined make up 78% of Australia's total landmass.
It's divisions like Grey and other large regional divisions around the country that provide a lot of those logistical challenges, absolutely.
In addition, young people who turn 18 at or before the next federal election must be enrolled to vote. If they don't, they could face a fine, as voting is compulsory at a federal level as well.
Anybody that is turning 18 between now and polling day should also get on the roll at the moment. You can enrol provisionally as a 16 or 17-year-old.
A variety of COVID-safe measures will be in place at every polling booth across the Spencer Gulf region. This election will be the first to be held at a federal level during the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We will be doing things like sanitising voting screens and sanitising pencils. There will be hand sanitiser obviously available.
Enrolment forms and change of details must be submitted by 8 p.m. on Monday, April 18. Mark Zita, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, why Whyalla's set to become an even greener city, and the government lifeline helping RSL dawn services thrive in the Spencer Gulf. Welcome back. You're watching 7 Spencer Gulf News. The Whyalla City Council say they're on track to reach their tree planting target across the city. It's part of a plan to revitalise and replace older trees, some of which have been removed over safety concerns following flood damage. Other trees are being removed due to being hollow or because their root systems have been eaten away by fungi. In total, workers are aiming to plant 600 trees across Whyalla. Council is advising residents some footpaths will be closed during the works. The Tumby Bay District Council will spend close to $700,000 in federal funding to help upgrade 2 of its jetties. The council will focus on the main jetties in Tumby Bay and Port Neal, with workers doing maintenance and implementing some structural changes. The jetties are currently state government owned and have been leased to council for a 25-year term ending in December 2024. Port Pirie's Beach Caravan Park has new owners and they're keen to change a few things, with plans in place to upgrade the grounds and build more cabins. But until then, the family-owned business has its sights firmly set on the upcoming Easter long weekend, when our pocket of the world sees a tourism boost.
It's the same place, but with a new face. Port Pirie's Beach Caravan Park is under new management from today, and the owners are already scoping out the region to see how they can bring more tourists. But the first step is getting through one of the busiest long weekends of the year.
We are fully booked out, and I'm very happy to hear that. And I think that the town of Pirie is going to see a lot of people coming in. The other accommodation operators I've spoken to are also quite busy this weekend.
The owners are keeping their plans under wraps, but say they do intend to invest in the caravan park so they can provide better accommodation and more jobs for the community.
So that leads to not only jobs throughout the construction phase, but also more jobs in the park moving forward, from office staff to cleaners to groundsmen. And we have a really big focus on utilising as many local trades and businesses as we can.
More people are expected to visit the Mid-North as the state government continues to upgrade the Southern Flinders Ranges by connecting the parks together and building better facilities.
I think that Port Pirie is an unknown gem within the state. I think that with investment in the Southern Flinders, putting Port Pirie on the map, we'll be able to assist in bringing people into Pirie and actually experiencing all the fantastic things it already has to offer.
The park will also see some beautifying with more trees and greener grass. Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Golf News.
ANZAC Day commemorations are set to benefit from a major financial boost from the state government, with a one-off grant to support this year's dawn services. RSLs and local councils can apply for up to $10,000 to help pull off a memorable and COVID-safe event.
It's one of the most important days on our nation's calendar. For the past 2 years, many Australians have had to pay their respects in different ways. But now things are returning to normal, with dawn services across Australia expected to have big turnouts once again. In a bid to bring more people back, the state government will be handing out cash grants so RSLs and councils can make the event COVID safe.
And also it's up to help them with the cost factor of the COVID marshalling and advertising, and also any costs for marquees and things like that.
The Port Pirie RSL will consider applying for the grant, but they say they're just happy to have the event return to its full capacity.
Yeah, it's a very important time of the year for the RSL members and veterans and the community, and we've been denied that the last couple of years, so yeah, we're very excited.
The new Veterans Affairs Minister is encouraging all the RSLs across the state to jump on board and apply for the grant.
I want to keep that tradition going. I want to keep the history going. And as the Minister for Veterans Affairs, I'm now trying to get a better understanding from the statewide perspective.
The day remembering all the Australians who served and gave their lives for this country.
It's very important to catch up with old mates, talk about our service together. We reflect the veterans that have passed on before us.
Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Coming up after the break, a Broken Hill Recreation Hub puts out a call for more volunteers or risk going bust. And we take a look at the highlights from Tumby Bay's Youth Con event, where local kids learnt about resilience and life beyond school. Welcome back to 7 Spencer Golf News this Tuesday night. Broken Hill's Patton Village is on the lookout for new members. The committee has been instrumental in keeping the south of the city vibrant for more than a decade, but if nothing changes, it may be forced to call it a day.
Formed in 2010, the Patton Village Committee was keen to bring more opportunities to Broken Hill after Coles closed down and moved away from the area. Publicity Officer Jason King says their goal was to keep the village relevant and thriving.
We all thought, oh geez, that's a lot of jobs and a lot of traffic that's going to leave the area. We need to be proactive and make sure that this place continues to be relevant and vibrant like it always has been.
Jason was the founding chairman of the group when they got together and has been there ever since. The organisation has seen a number of projects that have come together since then and have been very proactive in the community. with the upgrade to Patton Park and the annual Christmas party just a couple of highlights during those years.
There's an annual Christmas party in the park which has grown from strength to strength over the years. We haven't had that because of COVID, but this year we're expecting it to be massive.
After COVID decimated their ranks, there have been just 3 dedicated members keeping the group together. And while recently some community members have joined, they will gladly welcome more.
If you're out there, put your hand up and we can talk about it. You don't have to commit to anything, but yeah, we're going to have a meeting in early May, and that'll be when we'll probably see who turns up and make sure that we can cement the future for this great organisation for our whole community.
As for what they are looking for in new members,
realistically, it's just about that passion for our community, the Broken Hill as a whole, and specifically Patton Street and South Broken Hill.
If this sounds like a job for you, head to the Patton Village Facebook page. Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Students from across the Eyre Peninsula made their way to Tumby Bay for this year's YouthCon. The event's seeing guest speakers take to the stage, promoting student wellbeing and discussing what life is like after school.
Education with a different focus. The 2-day YouthCon event working with students to explore their post-schooling endeavours.
The 2 days was a fantastic way for those young people, so high school students from the area, to come and learn and practice some strategies for resilience and life after school.
The event saw the return of former Tumby Bay student turned AFL star Luke Partington, the Glenelg midfielder opening up about his struggles moving from a country town to the city.
During my speech, I mentioned how homesick I was when I was sitting in my dorm at boarding school and listening to the planes fly by and just dreaming about going home and being in my own bed and being around my family.
YouthCon saw over 100 students attend thanks to a grant from Wellbeing SA. Students were also given the chance to provide feedback on the day through a survey.
What I was hearing, the students were really saying they're having a really positive day, that it had helped them to think about how they're looking after themselves and what their next steps will be. Certainly lots of energy in the room.
The 2-day event was an interactive space for students to engage in activities and listen to guest speakers. One of the main takeaways for students was to follow their dreams.
It's not easy to move away from home, and if you do have desires to, go and chase some goals, it might be a uni degree, it might be work, it could be anything, and if that involves moving away from home, I think just give it a go, and if it doesn't work out, you can always move home.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. Preparations are underway for the Broken Hill Heritage Festival. We'll tell you the new addition to the schedule, and we'll have the midweek weather details with Alex Sykes. Welcome back. Parents across the Upper Spencer Gulf can breathe a sigh of relief with school holiday activities to be launched from next week across Whyalla. The city's public library will have a variety of events for children, including an interactive digital world with workshops in programming, robots and digital design. Meanwhile, the Maritime Museum will have a daily ship tour and a special Trains on the Track challenge. The Broken Hill Heritage Festival is kicking off this Easter long weekend. And from cemetery tours to reenactments, as well as a heritage cruise and drive, the event schedule is jam-packed with plenty of activities suitable for tourists and locals alike. Joshua Mercer has the details.
If you are in Broken Hill over the Easter weekend, look no further than the Heritage Festival. The event is set to kick off on Thursday night and run through till Sunday, the main attraction being the Heritage Highlights.
Our main event that runs every night across the festival is Heritage Highlights, and it is on here at the Town Hall facade, both the front and the rear of the facade.
New to the festival this year is the nighttime cemetery tour. While there has been a daytime tour in previous years, the After Dark one is sure to offer a unique experience for those brave enough to give it a go.
Yeah, it's created a fair bit of interest, so I think people are just sort of surprised that we've got a nighttime tour and then just wondering what it's all about.
For those that are interested in geology, there will be a tour held by Ross Clark at the Geo Centre. And for those that like to see history repeat itself, a reenactment of a union meeting will be held at the Town Hall facade during the Heritage Highlights.
We do a United We Stand play, and that's a short play reenacting a union meeting. So back in the early 1900s, when they had the major mine lockouts and major strikes.
The festival wraps up on Sunday with a cruise and show, as a number of car clubs will be following a specified route to heritage locations. But don't fret if you miss the classic cars driving around the city.
If you miss them driving in convoy, you can come down to Sturt Park at 12:30 on Sunday and see all the heritage vehicles there.
For more information, check the Broken Hill City Council's website. Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather with Alex Sykes. Alex, tomorrow might be a good day to hang out some washing to dry.
Yeah, that's right, Maddie. So get the load ready tonight, folks. It was beautiful conditions across the region today as well at 3 p.m. Port Augusta was mostly sunny and 32. Port Lincoln was cloudy and 20. And Broken Hill was sunny and 27 degrees. Looking further out across the region now, Whyalla was partly cloudy and 26. Port Pirie was 32. Adelaide was partly cloudy and 22. Woodner reached 30 degrees. Kadina and Cleve were both cloudy and 24. Clare was partly cloudy and 25, and Cooper Pedy was sunny and 37. Taking a look at the satellite image now, clouds stretching across western and southern South Australia with a trough is bringing showers to the far west and far south. Mostly clear in the state's interior with dry and warm winds, and a marine wind warning remains current for all of the state. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. East to southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, reaching 15 to 20 in the late afternoon. Seas 1 to 1.5 metres, and south to southwesterly swells 1 to 1.5 metres, decreasing to around 1 metre at midday. Mostly sunny in Port Lincoln tomorrow, 27. Clare will be sunny and reach 32 degrees, and Woodner will get to a high of 36. Whyalla is set to be sunny with a max of 30 degrees. Port Augusta sunny with a top of 35, and Kadina will be 31. Port Pirie will have a sunny 34 degrees. Clare will reach a max of 27, and Broken Hill will be sunny with 26 degrees there. Taking a look further through the week now, sunny again in Broken Hill with 28 degrees on Thursday, a shower or two in Port Lincoln where it'll reach 25 degrees, similar conditions in Woodner with 29, partly cloudy in Port Augusta with 33, while Kadina and Adelaide are all set to reach 28, Port Pirie 31. A look at Friday's forecast now, those showers will have cleared in Port Lincoln and Woodner. Cooper Pedy and Port Augusta both set to reach 32, while and Adelaide will have a max of 27, partly cloudy in Broken Hill with 29 degrees. Let's take our first look at Saturday's weather outlook now. Mostly sunny in Port Augusta with 31. Woodner and Broken Hill are both set to reach 30 degrees. Partly cloudy in Port Lincoln with 26. A max of 32 degrees in Cooper Pedy where it's set to be mostly sunny. And Port Pirie will have a max of 29. So the weekend is shaping up to be mighty fine as well, Maddie. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. Always very informative. And that's the local news this Tuesday. I'm Madeline Kerr. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates a little later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.